Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all doing well. Ramzan Mubarak to all of you and your family. May Allah ease all our difficulties in this holy month. Ameen summa ameen. As you all know that we have started with the series of online lectures so that you can prepare well for your BISC exams while staying at home. So I am again here, your teacher Memrubab Tanveer. So our today's topic is Babylon architecture. Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamia is a Greek word. The word meso means between and Potamia means rivers. The country that is known as Mesopotamia might better be called the land of two rivers. These two rivers are Tigris and Euphrates. This area not only comprises the region between the two rivers, but it consists of the present-day Iraq and some parts of Syria also. Southern parts of Mesopotamia were fertile and become the cradle of the historic cultures. This land was called Sumer. This region was divided into city-states. People of this region were called Sumerians. This civilization is considered best among other civilizations of the world. It was from 5000 BC to 3000 BC. It was located between two famous rivers, Tigris and Euphrates. This civilization is called Mesopotamia because of its location. Its land was very fertile. As we know, Mesopotamian civilization is known as the cradle of art. And our today's topic is Babylon architecture. So we just start to have a little glimpse on the New Babylon kingdom. During the period of Ashurbanipal, the son of the last king of Assyria, decline period was started. People from North Babylon took stand and came in the form of new power of Babylon. They are known as Chaldeans. Their king, Nebuchadnezzar, expanded the kingdom in 605 BC until it became an empire embracing much of Southwest Asia. He ruled for 100 years. Herodotus, a historian tourist, said that the palace building is more splendid than any other city known to us. The Euphrates divided the city of Babylon into two parts. The center, beside the river, were the temple of Marduk and the ziggurat. The Tower of Babel was created by its baked bricks. Babylon had inner and outer part, each heavily fortified. The inner town was approximately square in plains, containing the principal buildings, the few buildings intersecting the right angles. There were tower-framed bronze gates attached with the walls. Between the two streets, rows of dwellings, business houses, temples, chapels and shrines were made. The Babylon Empire exists from 606 to 536 BC. You can see in this map the river Tigris and Euphrates are flowing over here, and it's quite obvious the present-day Iraq and Syria. These two countries were at that time called New Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar. During his period, he made new temples, palaces, buildings, extensive fortified walls and gates and paved processional ways. He made a bridge on river Euphrates. The king made his god Marduk temple in his palace and huge ziggurat. Hanging gardens were also made. These buildings were surrounded by walls. With its double arch gate were constructed known as Ishtar Gate. Babylon, whose name means the gate of God, was the cult center of the god Marduk, famous in history and was rebuilt by Nebuchadnezzar. Unfortunately, it was completely ruined by the Assyrian king. Here you can see the main entrance of the palace of Nebuchadnezzar. This main entrance was called Ishtar Gate. This is double arched gate and it was made at the name of the goddess Ishtar, whose name's meaning was the goddess of love and beauty. Ishtar Gate. The Ishtar Gate was originally built by Nebuchadnezzar in about 575 BC in Babylon. The king made the temple of Marduk and ziggurat on the top of the buildings. It was covered with boundary wall and this wall was like a fort. To enter the palace, there was one gate with two arches called Ishtar Gate. Here comes the decoration of the Ishtar Gate. This gate was named on the goddess Ishtar, which was the goddess of land and love and beauty. It was made with colorful tiles and decorated with different animals like lion, horses and bulls. On the north side there was the Ishtar Gate, glowing in colored glazed bricks, patterned yellow and white bulls and dragons in relief upon a path which blue ground, which combined features of snakes, lions and eagles. Height of bull is 1.3 meter. Colored tile work on the Ishtar Gate. They have used lighter tones of blue and brown to depict the animals on the boundary wall and gate. In this relief work, the tiles have been molded first. Numbers of animals were made, approximately 60. On the side of these animals, beautiful flowers and geometrical designs have been painted. Animals were made on the rectangular panels of the city. These rectangular panels are 13 feet high and 11 square mile was in diameter. One piece of Ishtar Gate is placed in Pergamon Museum. As we are discussing the decoration of the Ishtar Gate and the decorative motifs which they have made on the Ishtar Gate was the first example here, bull design from Ishtar Gate. It was realistically made on the wall of gate. Gold and precious stones were used for carving. These animals represented the power of the king. These animals were made over life size. You can see the different patterns of these animals they have made. Basically, they have used the black glazed brick tiles in the background and golden colors for the relief work to paint the animals as well. Here comes the example number 2. Line from Procession Street. It is a design of a lion on a star gate. It is realistically made. On the border design of flowers were made. Lion was a symbol of bravery. All these animals were made to make their god Marduk happy, and they also considered it as a part of their religion. Here comes the most famous example of Babylon architecture is Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens is one of the beautiful construction of King Nebuchadnezzar. On the riverside Euphrates, there was a great palace of King Nebuchadnezzar in which there was the Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens were considered as one of the wonders of the world. There was a tower of solid masonry, a furlong in length and breadth, on which was raised a second tower, and on that a third, and so on up to the eighth. The gardens did not hang but grew on the roof of and terraces of was a tower of solid base, a furlong in length and breadth, on which was raised a second tower, royal palaces in. The ascent to top, there is also a shrine. A couch and a gold stable was placed there permanently, because they have believed that Marduk god will come for worshipping, then he will take rest on couch and will eat meal that was placed on the table. At the uppermost story was always lightened, so this minaret can also be seen from thousands miles away. It is also called the Tower of Light and the Tower of Babel as well. Now it is totally ruined and no significance are sustained. In the end, I just conclude that massive and huge constructions are really a great victim of royal grandeur and majesty, and it's also a significant of tremendous performance of Babylon masonry. I hope you will really enjoy this lecture. Have a good day, stay safe, take care, Allah Hafiz.